Imagine that everything in your relationship is going well, but then a persistent notion crosses your mind. What if she isn't as interested in you as you believe? What if there's more going on than you know? Welcome to today's video, where we explore the 11 hidden indicators that could indicate she is juggling numerous partners. However, we won't just examine these indicators superficially. Instead, we'll delve deeper utilizing Stoic wisdom to comprehend how to handle the uncertainty, how to see things clearly and stay grounded when it seems like everything is slipping away from you in order to gain some clarity. Now let's get started. Relationships are complicated. People may conceal things from one another without even realizing it. But spotting the warning indications that someone may be seeing more than one person isn't the only difficulty. It's about handling the accompanying emotional turmoil. When you begin to notice things that cause you to doubt her devotion, how do you react? Let's examine these signs from a Stoic perspective and learn how to deal with them without losing our peace of mind. How do you remain composed and wise when everything inside of you is screaming for answers? This is where Stoicism comes in. The Stoics taught us that our emotions don't have to control us and that we can take control of how we react even in the most trying situations. First, she is difficult to reach when you need her. This is a typical indication that something may be wrong, especially when you need her most. From a Stoic standpoint, a solid partner is someone who makes themselves available and shows up when required, but if she consistently avoids your falls or disappears, that's a warning sign. Now is an excellent moment to practice amor fati, or the love of one's fate. Focus on managing your response rather than dwelling on her behavior. What does it say about you if you allow your thoughts to wander into annoyance or rage? Stoics would advise practicing composure, disengagement, and attention to your personal development. Second place, she is constantly occupied. Another telltale symptom is when she's constantly busy but never provides specifics about her activities. This is a traditional tactic to keep too much about her life private. If she's never free, or if her responses are evasive, it may be time to consider the nature of the relationship. The Stoics stressed the need of honesty and clarity in relationships, saying that mutual trust and openness constitute the foundation of a strong bond. It is not about you attempting to find out whether you are left in the dark. Secrets. It all comes down to your decision to behave honorably and face the circumstance head-on while remaining composed. Third, she takes offense at her social music. Social media has become a representation of our lives in the current digital era. She may be concealing something if she keeps removing posts or preventing you from seeing particular content. We have no influence over her behavior, but we do have power over how we react. Marcus Aurelius once stated that the finest kind of retaliation is to become different from the person who caused the harm. If you feel deceived, don't allow her behavior to change who you are. Instead, react with honesty and discernment. Fourth, she avoids talking about the future. If she interrupts you or shifts the topic every time you try to bring up the future, it's possible that she isn't as interested in developing a relationship with you as you believe. Stoicism encourages us to live in the present, but there is value in thinking about the future. It's not about worrying about it, but rather about determining whether the person you're with shares your vision for it. If she isn't participating in those discussions, perhaps it's time to consider whether this relationship is in line with your values and long-term objectives. The fifth, she maintains her relationships in secret. When someone conceals their friendships or relationships, it frequently indicates deeper levels of deceit. She may be trying to hide some people from you because she's also seeing someone else in a healthy relationship. If she is constantly secretive, this could be a sign that she is juggling multiple partners from a Stoic perspective. This is an ideal opportunity to practice amonia, which is the pursuit of a flourishing life through virtue. Acknowledge that you deserve someone who can be honest and open with you and that your value is independent of other people's behavior. She receives protection. Stoics would advise us to remain indifferent to her defensiveness in order to focus on our own truth and to maintain clarity of mind instead of allowing emotions to take over. If you ask her directly about her relationships with other people and she becomes extremely defensive or shuts you down, it's worth looking more closely at her behavior. Consider why it bothers me, how I truly feel, and what would be the best course of action in this situation. 7th place. The Stoic virtue of temperance comes into play when someone gives you too many compliments. At first, this may seem like a good thing, because who doesn't enjoy a little extra praise? However, sometimes too many compliments can be used to manipulate or divert you, especially if she's trying to keep you emotionally invested while directing her energy elsewhere. Number 8. Pay attention to deeds rather than simply words. She is difficult to identify emotionally, and one of the main indicators that something is amiss is when she exhibits emotional instability. One day she may be loving and attentive, and the next she may be cold and distant. This type of emotional instability is frequently used to keep several people interested at once. So if you're having trouble connecting with her emotionally, take a step back and practice apatheia. The ability to maintain composure in the face of outside influences. The 9th. It may seem like a normal request at first, but if it occurs frequently and without explanation, it may indicate that she is withdrawing to balance her time with someone else. The Stoics would advise you to maintain your composure and not take it personally. So instead of freaking out, ask yourself how I handle this situation with her. She suddenly wants space without explanation. Grace number 10. She is not managing her time well if she is always juggling schedules and is too busy for you. This indicates that she is spending her time elsewhere. Here, a Stoic approach is to concentrate on how you spend your time. Are you making good use of it, or are you allowing the actions of others to determine your sense of value as a person? Number 11. Finally, when you are together, does she act disengaged? Is she constantly preoccupied or emotionally aloof? This could be the most telling indication that someone is divided between several partners, as it can cause emotional turmoil and prevent them from giving their all to any one of them. Stoicism teaches us to look beyond the immediate discomfort and focus on our own path, knowing that we deserve relationships that bring us peace, not confusion. So, what do we do with all this information? The key from a Stoic perspective is not to react impulsively, but to reflect calmly and thoughtfully. Life will present us with challenges in relationships, and while we can't always control what others do, we can control how we respond. If you see these signs, it's not about confrontation or seeking revenge. It's about clarity. It's about deciding whether this relationship is aligned with your values and goals, and choosing to act with wisdom, integrity, and self-respect. If this resonated with you, make sure to hit that subscribe button and check out our next video on mastering your emotions with Stoic wisdom.